Jaydon, what sets you apart from the other backs? What do you feel like, kind of makes you special? I know you run the fastest 40, but other than that?
Just the talent and the things that I can do. I do a lot of things, that a lot of backs can't do. Whether that's, me being able to run routes out the backfield, catch passes like a natural receiver, and I just make a lot of guys miss. I take a lot of pride in, winning my one-on-ones, and that's not something a lot of backs do every time, man. It's almost automatic for me.
It's a game of speed, so the linebackers generally can't run as fast as you. When you think about the edge you have in the open field, it's kind of give you a lot of confidence to say, what, if I get the ball out there, I'm running away from these guys.
Yeah, it definitely does. My speed, a lot of times I think that, just run. And, I know if I run, as fast as I can, that a lot of people won't catch me. So, it's definitely, good having an edge.
Let's go through some of your trips. We'll start with the Texans. What week did you do the Texans trip?
Last week. It was very cool. I enjoyed it. Really like the coaching staff. Coach D'Amico is a very good guy. Same thing with the GM. Very close with the running back coach. So I'm glad I got a chance to be able to have a visit with my hometown.
Did you get an impression that they'd like to add to what they had with Joe Mixon?
Yeah, of course I did. I talked with Coach Barrett. Coach D'Amico. Told me that that they wanted to add it back with speed. In the offense, and I would love to play for him, man. Nothing better than getting to play in the NFL in your hometown. So, I'm very blessed to get a chance to conversate with them.
Your other trips, you could tell me about them one by one, and just maybe something that jumped out from each one.
Yeah, man, I've been to a few. Just left Buffalo. I really like them. Really like their coaching staff. I left Washington Commanders. That was my last one, and I really liked Philly. Philly was very cool. I love their facility. Like I said, they was great staff, and it was just fun.
And any other trips you went on that you remember?
Went to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Coach Tomlin, yeah, very great guy.
That was inspirational.
Yeah, someone I could relate to. I've spent a lot of time with him. Besides the visit. I've talked to him at the pro day, talked to him before pro day. So, he's really similar to me, man. He's laid back. He likes to have a lot of fun.
What's your goal for your rookie year? Obviously, everybody says, I want to win, I want to do this, but what would you hope to do?
Yeah, win is one, of course. But, for me, it's just, going in and prove myself. Getting respect for a lot of the guys, a lot of the vets, in the locker room and things like that. And, just proving the coaches that I'm here to stay in. I'm not a one-trick pony, and I can do, multiple things.
Does Bijan mentor you at all?
I talk to Bijan every day. He taught me a lot of things. When he was at Texas, of course. That was a guy that I looked up to, man. He did everything right. He was a great leader. He's very good. Football, of course. Everybody knows how talented he is. So, B has taught me a lot of things on and off the field. So, I credit him. He's helped me a lot along the way.
You have a cheat meal? If you were going to eat something that's not healthy but tastes good, what were you going to get?
Seafood.
Yeah?
Yeah, seafood is my favorite. I like wings also.
Yeah?
So those are probably the two things that I eat that if I had, a chance.
The Texans give you lunch? Did you get lunch?
They did.
Yeah?
They had wings there.
Yeah, you got wings.
That's what I
wings
ate.
at NRG Stadium.
Yeah, that's what I ate when I went there.
Pretty good?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, they got a grade A on the NFL Players Association poll for the food and the facilities. So they got high marks for being good. As far as the draft itself, you just be with your family?
Yeah, I have a draft party. I have some of my family there. Some of my teammates, some of my close friends who've been there. Who I grew up with. So, that's really family's important to me. And for this moment, I just want to have a draft party to make sure that everybody who's been there, from the beginning, get a chance to to witness me get drafted and stuff.
Have you and Matt Golden ever been in a race?
Nah, we haven't. We racing in track. I won, but that's my dog, man. We've competed, a lot in track. Of course, we played together in the football stage, but he's a dog. Grew up with him. That's family to me. So, it was really good to get a chance to play with him on a high school and college level.
Is it close when you guys race? When you did back in school?
In high school, it wasn't, but
no,
it's different now.
He's gotten faster. I think. Yeah, he's 4.29.
We're older. We're more mature. So who knows?
It sounds like he's gonna be a first-round pick.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
in my opinion, I think he's the best receiver in this draft. Bring a lot of things to the table that a lot of these other receivers don't. He could run after the catch. He has strong hands. He could run routes, and he proved it with the 40-yard, the 40 time he ran. That was kind of the question for him going in was, if he could, was he fast or could he play at, a fast speed? So, he proved it. So, I think he's the best receiver in this draft.
Last two for you. Your mom's here. How much is it important to you? Like you said, family.
Yeah.
But you're going to have, you've always had that support. They've always poured into you. And now they get to be proud of you as you get picked in the NFL.
Yeah. My mom is everything to me, man. That's my right hand. Like I said, she's been there since birth, every step of the way. And, she doesn't cut any corners with me. She makes sure I'm on my P's and Q's. And, I just love her, man. I don't think I'll be here at all, if it wasn't for her. I mean, she sacrificed, so much for me, to be at this stage.
And you're here today. This is Drew Academy, and this is a Little League team. What do you want to tell these guys?
Man, just, enjoy the moment, man. Don't take anything for granted because you never know with the sport of football. And the main thing I'll tell them, just have fun, because I remember, being on this stage, years ago, and, I miss it. I mean, you don't get, many chances at this football team because you never know what you can get in. So, those are the things I can tell them. Just have fun, enjoy it, man, and just love your teammates because, that's another thing, man. Some of these guys, you may not ever play with again. So, the main thing is just, enjoying your teammates, enjoying the game, and, just making sure that you have fun.